G'day, Aussie Bonsai Bloke here, how you go? Today I'm going to be working on this little juniper banana. That's good. This juniper banana. I'm not sure which way's the front anymore. I did work on it a fair while ago, and now I forget which way's the front. But anyway, once I get cutting into it, I'll probably work it out. It's so bushy now that I wouldn't know which way the front is. It's had a couple of different stylings, and now it's obviously time for another one because she's grown pretty well. So I'm going to get in there and trim it. I'll just give you a basic run of how I'm going to trim it, and then I'm going to pretty much just do little pads around the place, because I think that looks good for these juniper bananas. Just do little pads, and that'll be about it. And then I've got a little bit of deadwood in there that I did use lime sulfur on. So see how we go with that. I might put some more lime sulfur on there, make it nice and white again, because that has gone sort of like a browny sort of mouldy colour now. So yeah, hopefully it turns out okay. Cheers. And I'll give you a bit of a close-up of where I'm going to prune it, so that you don't leave the brown bits on it. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is, in between the needles, you put your scissors in there and you cut the actual stem and not the tips of the needles, and then that leaves your needles here where you don't wreck the tips. I'll show you again. I'll do the next one. So you don't cut the tips of the needles, you only cut the stem in the middle. I'll do it on a few here so that you can see. And then you're left with all these nice little tips here that haven't been cut, and then it won't brown off. If you go ahead and cut it, I'll just show you close up. Go ahead and cut across the needles like that. Everywhere you've squashed them, right there, that will all turn brown, and we'll have to reshoot from further back, and your whole tree will get this real brown look to it. Sorry about this ugly thumbnail here. Squashed it in a brick while I was moving, and it's grown back, but it's pretty ugly. Not really fit for camera, but oh well, should be right. So I'll just try and show you again. Same thing, come in here, cut in the stem, and you can see how I didn't cut the needles, and I cut just behind the needles in the stem, and that leaves nice tips left on the tree so you don't get that brown look. No worries. I'll get through the whole tree like that, and have a bit of a chat when I'm done. Sit back, have a nice coldie, and I'll get to it. Cheers. Okay, well, I've got it trimmed, cleaned it up pretty well. I did realise that it was probably that bushy, so I had to cut right back inside to get back to the original shape, because I let it grow way too long. So as a result, some fairly wispy light little growth in here, but in the future I'll only let it grow out a little bit and then cut back, so I'll develop some more fuller pads. Then I can create more cleaner lines, more definition between them, because at the moment, because it's all little scraggly stuff, it's very hard to get a clean line. It's all very tiny little growth, but as it sort of bushes out and I keep trimming it, I should get some more defined, cleaner pads. It's made me a bit scared of the other one that I got. I've got another one which I let grow right out, but that one was bigger to begin with, so that's going to take a long time and probably have to cut it back to some sort of weakish growth like this. You can also pinch tips out if they're weak, and what that will do is break off on the stem without wrecking the needle, so you won't get the browning as well. But you got to be careful, because if you try and pull it, you might snap it off inside of where you want it to actually snap. So you're probably better off using the scissors, although you can sort of twist and pull a bit and they do come off. Anyway, so next thing now is I'm going to get the lime sulfur out and just paint some of the deadwood again, make it really pop out. And it also preserves it from bugs and stuff as well, and rot. So I'll get the lime sulfur out and give it a bit of a paint. No worries, cheers. Okay, one thing I will say about lime sulfur is she pretty well pongs a bit. Smells like rotten egg gas. I'm not sure that's what they make it out of. Remember, as kids we used to get those stink bombs, which is pretty much what this smells like. We'd get those stink bombs and we'd run past someone else's class with a teacher in there. It's right through the old louvers, the old louver days. And she'd go off in the class, and the whole class would have to evacuate, and everyone would be yelling and carrying on, and be a big circus. But geez, it was good fun. Yeah, we had a few laughs back then. So yeah, the old rotten egg gas, stink bombs, geez, a few memories back there. Anyway, so you put it on, it goes on yellow. You can dilute it more if you want to, but I don't know, for a juniper or a pine where you want really white wood, well, I preference really white wood on a juniper or a pine. I put it on at full strength. It's yellow at the start and it goes white when it dries, really white. So, not sure how long it takes to go white. I'd say a couple of hours to really get the white look. So we'll see how we go with the video. Gonna have a bit of a delay to when I can show you how white it goes. I think it'll still be today, might be tomorrow, but it doesn't matter anyway. So the yellow's on there, well, lime sulfur, which looks yellow, absolutely stinks. I wish we had smell cam here for you to smell it. It smells like someone just took a dump on the ground. Let off a stink bomb. Not great, but it certainly does work. It also preserves the wood, stops bugs and mould and stuff getting in there. Really works quite well. Yeah, it used to be funny, the teachers would come running out yelling and we'd try and hide before we got in trouble. Someone would get caught out, they'd have to go up to the principal's office and get in trouble. Not sure whether they still sell them, but I think they do. Years ago now, that's hell, nearly 20 years ago. I was in school, getting old. So I just keep painting around here. Paint this back here. You can see I made this sort of shari line all the way down the trunk here, which is, you can't really tell that well because of the lime sulfur, well, all all the moss and moisture and stuff that's been in there over the last year, probably a year since I did it, maybe more. It's turned it back to a brownish sort of a colour. Also, I made a shower here, but that's actually covered up. Junipers cover up wounds pretty quickly, which can be good, can be bad. If you want to try and keep a shari line open, they can close over your shari line pretty quick. So make it a little bit bigger when you do make one. Make it a little bit bigger than what you think. As long as you leave some live tissue for the water to go up and down, it's okay. So I'll just keep painting away here. I'll give you a bit of a close-up of this after, once it dries, just to show you the really white look it gives it. Pretty much just bleaches everything, I suppose you could say. I'll put plenty on. Also a root which goes down into the dirt here, which I want to try to expose a little bit. I think it used to be exposed. There might be one back here too. Yeah, there is. There's another one back here in the dirt. Did have nice moss over all this, but it's got shaded out or something and died. Just got dirt looking at me now, but anyway. So I'll put some in here. Another bit of a shari line here to a bit of a stub. Yeah, like I say, I think a couple hours. I mean, it does slowly get wider even overnight, I think. Can't really remember, I haven't put it on for a fair while. I'm just cleaning that root off in there. And dirt. Put some lime sulfur. This doesn't really hurt the rest of the tree at all. If you accidentally get on some of the other bark or whatever, try not to, but it's not a big deal. Try not to get it on the foliage either. You can sort of reapply a little bit as you go because it's sort of drying at the top here. Hasn't really taken on a white look yet, still quite yellow, but I assure you it will. Okay, so that's pretty much that. I think there's another one in the back, another one or two in the back here. Give them a bit of a paint. Quite boring watching someone paint, isn't it? Anyway, nearly done. There's not that much to paint, so I may as well just keep rolling with the video while I paint it. And I'll just probably throw the rest of it away. I got it in a big tub from Bunnings. You can get it from the gardening section in Bunnings. Lime sulfur. Alright, pretty much done, no worries. I'll see how we go as far as how long it takes to dry. And then I'll finish the end of the video, no worries, cheers. G'day, welcome back. As you can see, it's a different day. Got new clothes or different clothes on. Found out the lime sulfur doesn't dry in 1 hour to 2 hours. Took pretty much 24 to 30 hours. And now it's dry and it's turned pretty white. So I'll give you a close up of that. I'll also want to show you what happens here at my place when we get a bit of wind. We just had a couple of days of 30 to 40 knot winds, and I'll just show you what happens when that happens. Okay, so we just had 2 days of 30 knot winds, or really only in the afternoon and the morning. And have a look at the dirt on that. That was bone clean beforehand. And now look at it. Absolute bloody mess. And that's what happens. I've had this rail where the doors slide full of sand after a big storm. I've had to get the air compressor, blow it out so that I could open and shut the doors again. You can see this is inside the shed too, you know. That's inside the shed. That's how much wind blows around here. That's why I've planted all those trees outside. Yeah, anyway, I thought I'd just show that. Bit of a pain. I have to sweep this shed every week, otherwise it looks like I haven't swept it for a year. But anyway, part of living out in the bush. Still has its appeal. I still love it. Nice and quiet. Anyway, I'll give you a spin of the tree. Okay, so that was a good spin of the tree. I'll give you a bit of a close-up of this. Where I put this lime sulfur on, I think you can remember it was yellow. Came out yellow. Now it's a really white colour. Even this root here, which was brown, turned out white. Same with the root in here. Turned out quite white. Anyway, I'll put a bit of different moss in there because that moss was dead, and when I put that lime sulfur on there it actually bleached all this white, so put a little bit of different moss in there just for aesthetics. So yeah, it's not too bad. This tree's growing along okay. As I say, a lot of wispy growth. I've got to fill it in with some more mature foliage in the future and keep on it a bit more mainly. If I can keep on it a bit more, it'll fill in nicely and you'll have some more developed pads which will have a bit of a better outline. So anyway, early stages for this tree anyway. Hope you enjoyed it, something a bit different. No worries. Cheers for watching. Aussie Bonsai Bloke. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.